Also, I'm going to start streaming now.
So get the N word out now.
Welcome to the stream. We're about to play more Mothership RPG, though we're just waiting on other players and waiting for a set time in 10 minutes to begin, just to make sure everyone has a chance to join if they're going to. So Bobo reloads his SMG twice.
Huh?
It says you reloaded your SMG in chat, so you might have clicked the little button.
Don't worry about it.
I'm reloading.
Make sure you like click on the little pencil icon next to your gun and adjust your ammunition if it's like got up. Oh, also, I've got pre-made items under items for like weapons and shit, so you shouldn't need to like make your own. I can just drag stuff over for you if you don't have the permission to do that.
I don't. Just give me an SMG, please. You have that.
Should I just delete it?
Yeah.
I'll just delete your one. I'll give you the official one. There you go.
Very cool.
Guns come fully loaded with 4 ammunition, so just adjust that figure if you have more ammunition in your stock, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And the ammunition counter does include what's already loaded in the gun.
It doesn't include?
It does.
Oh, it
so
does.
if you have 12 rounds for the SMG, basically 4 are loaded and there's 8 like spare. But like the ammo counter should read 12.
Okay.
But I basically took everyone's sheets and what was in roll 20 that didn't match the sheet and like added them all together. So you should have everything, unless you're recording information somewhere else, like Bobo was.
Yeah.
So just make sure you've got like today's episode is basically going to be about like making sure the port worked fine, familiarizing yourselves with like Foundry if you're not used to it already, like a lot of you already are, and like making sure all the systems are working fine.
Okay. Let's see. I have to search game details from what I typed.
Oh, I also do have an entry in the Qart Hadasht sheet called shared loot, which includes all the shit that no one had like on their sheet specifically, but was like crew loot.
Okay. Yeah, because I need to add the 3 mags, the 6 grenades, like the rest of Sarna's stuff to
See, I figured that stuff was the same as what you already had, less 1 grenade. I didn't realize it was a like duplicate.
It's more or less a duplicate. So like I'm basically just adding another 3 mags.
Right. Okay.
And now I have
11 frags from memory.
I used more than 1. Let's see, because I threw, like, I had Burn like kick the door open, and I said like, eat this chuckle fucks, and I underhanded 2 grenades in. There's that. I want to say I used 3 grenades. I know I definitely used 2.
We'll just use the honor system going forward because like I don't remember.
I'm gonna assume I used 3, so we'll have 9 in total with Lolly 6.
I don't remember. I will say specifically we should try and be there's a couple of weapons I'll call out for people to be careful with when using it going forward. One is the rigging gun. Like you can probably when you're using like the SMG, you can probably just click the gun to like roll it going forward. Because it's a relatively uncomplicated profile. Like it's just got 2d10 damage, blah blah blah. Uses your combat stat, etc. But stuff like the rigging gun is more complicated and doesn't work quite right. But it still like uses your ammo when you click it. So I'll just make sure people are aware of what weapons to be careful with when rolling when we do combat.
Oh god.
Stats all should be fine though.
There we go. Yeah. So can I click on this even though it doesn't change? Okay, interesting.
So delete all these
on
reloading.
It, even it... Oh shit! There's about to be one more.
That's alright.
So like, because like me clicking on the SMG just to like see what's on it, even when I hit cancel, it's still thinks that.
Do you guys see this dice roll physically?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I saw the 3D dice, and I was looking at that when you told us like take a look at Foundry a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Is there like a notes tab? There it is. Here we go. I'm just gonna copy paste this to my notes tab. Copy. Paste. There we go. Cool. I like that the standard battle dress looks like the HEV suit with its little icon. I am Forden Greeman. Ready and waiting.
Anyone know where Guff is?
He was
He
saying
does
that
have
he had to.
computer issues.
Yeah, he had computer issues, and his family, I think, took over the basement. So he had to didn't have access to his normal computer. So I have a feeling if he joins, it'll be joining from a phone. So, yeah, don't know about that. Testing, 1, 2, 3, cool.
Yeah, when we were talking about like what our plan was going forward from the last session, I figured for like brevity's sake, unless Dozer really wants to just keep running through ships, we just do kind of a rocky montage of us searching a couple other ships, where it's just slash and burn, just absolutely just kicking doors open, and
It'd be the
just
South
going
Park
fucking
parody
sicko mode.
montage song if it was anything.
Yeah.
A derelict clearing montage. Montage. Slash and burn are up to the test. I've set up their permissions as well that you should be able to view their sheets, I think. So feel free to test that for me.
Yeah.
Cool. But you shouldn't be able to edit them basically. So if you're doing anything with them, let me know.
Can I? No. We cannot edit them.
Cool.
Like we can mouse over to where like it would be selecting like strength check or speed check, but clicking on it doesn't do anything. So.
Yeah, so if you want to change anything like their loadouts or give them something or do anything, just let me know.
Yeah.
I'm basically leaving it up to you guys. If anyone joins in the stream and all that, just a welcome, and then also we're basically just waiting on what's it called, 9 PM EST, to make sure we've given everyone a chance to sign in before we proceed. Hence why the game is paused and not a lot is happening right now. Also, welcome
Sure.
you guys to the Danzig sector. One of the hard drives you located in earlier missions basically has been fully decoded by Mommy, and this is the result: a old system survey, courtesy of Comic Co. This may be out of date, and it also appears they didn't do a lot of their due diligence, so yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but this should give you a bit of a rough idea of the region. And to summarize, you guys started at Epsilon 14 in the orbit of Sumitomo 2, which is in the Sumitomo sector. You then took the core samples and the survivors of that incident to Prospero's Dream, where you resupplied, came aboard, got stocked up, and then got your next mission to move more of the core samples from the old company to deliver to Comico facilities. But when jumping, you have been trapped in the Null Sector. So just to give you a bit of a, context of the map, you're in the bottom left, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like if we ever make it back to a decent port, we should get our android some armor.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't realize up until like a couple days ago they have 1 armor point.
Yeah.
Same.
You guys have actually cleared a lot of shit just by like shooting first and asking questions later. But yeah, like if anything got to you guys, you probably have a bad time.
Yeah.
Because no one's that strong.
I'm genuinely surprised none of us have gotten hit yet.
Well,
I don't know about what
said
happened
something.
I mean, I thought about saying it last time, but I didn't want to say it, and then now I said it. So, oh boy.
We will start. Are you back, Jonah, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you left anyway. But okay, I'm gonna assume Nova can't make it because they're feeling sick. Biddle can't make it due to bad weather. And I think Scuff is probably just having computer trouble. So I think that's everyone accounted for, basically. So I guess we'll just have a little session with you three today. What's that?
Oh, that's just very cool.
Alright, well, I'm going to return to the Qart Hadasht and unpause it so you can move freely. So feel free to explore the new environs and get used to, I guess, moving around in Foundry if you're not already like familiar, which it sounds like you both are anyway.
Well, you know, I only know a little bit.
Mommy basically has the final say on airlock control as well, by the way. So just basically you can override that by just talking to her if you need to go out the airlocks, but it's for your safety. Thumbs up. The ship is humming along. You guys are currently where we left off last time. You had some transmissions from the colony on the moon's surface.
Yeah, so what do we want to do? Because I don't fucking trust those guys. But I don't know if they deserve to get more shit thrown on them either. What do you think, Gilly?
Right, there we go. Now I'm not muted. Yeah, I don't trust them either. And I agree. We should take a knee on throwing more shit at them. And I think what I was talking about earlier, like last session, where we kind of ransack, loot, whatever, a couple more ships, see if there's anything of use, and then call down to the colony. And like, granted, they could just maybe if they get the harpoon thing back up and running, they could just harpoon ships into the planet for them, but that would potentially damage anything on the ship. So I feel like we could be kind of doing them a favor by doing it a little more carefully up here in space, where the ship doesn't basically pancake as soon as it hits the ground. So a lot more of the valuables would be intact, if any. I imagine that's Burn gave me a thumbs up as he walked past me. Just
Of
now.
course.
That's our version of saluting. It's just a thumbs up as we walk by each other. Okay, this just goes to the cargo hold as well. Okay.
Also, if you click on the sheet for the Qart Hadasht, like in the Actors tab, the actual ship itself has a sheet, and that'll have your shared cargo. It'll have things like the deck plan if you need a little map of the ship, which is the old map.
Autocannon, laser cutter, how much we still owe on it.
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, so it should be a lot
Nice.
cleaner and easier.
Yeah, I love that it still has the old deck plan on it. That's nice.
Now with the Mommy basically comes over the intercom. Currently, a lot of the people are sleeping and stuff like that. A lot of the rescuees from the last derelict are currently basically sleeping on, borrowed blankets and rucksacks and sleeping bags in the mess. Dutch and Rumi are playing chess in the kitchenette. Just kind of quietly in thought. It seems like they're all pretty shaken and still recovering from their ordeal aboard the Iago Tyrant? Something like that.
I think so, yeah. You just call it Tyrant. Yeah, I mean, understandable. Their crew members tried to eat them and probably fuck their corpses, so...
Yeah.
Not exactly a great time.
Basically, as you're walking around the ship and everyone's kind of just, going about their duties, slash and burn, playing around with the engine room and Mommy's computer server room, while Phil and Nova Stella are sleeping. You suddenly get an intercom message from Mommy that says that she is getting a sort of a type beam distress signal that's not being very amplified. It must be coming from very close to the ship, because we haven't picked up on it before.
Okay. Mommy, try to localize that signal and see if you can get us a ping in what direction it's coming from.
Mommy.
And I'm gonna go over to the Top Gun.
Mommy's getting a signal from a small vessel, and she now can get an audio transmission that appears to be automated.
Alright. Go ahead and play that on the intercoms.
This is an automated message from the Kaitosai. We are stranded here and supplies are running low. If there's anyone out there, we need assistance. This message will be on repeat.
Mommy, what's the direction of that transmission and distance?
Only a couple of clicks. It looks like 5 kilometers, so very close. Looks like it's kind of a small vessel nestled between some larger derelicts. Probably be pretty easy to coast on over or get close enough for the Hannibal to take a look.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna patch into Dutch's comm and tell him we're about to be heading over to the distress signal that was played over the intercom.
Dutch doesn't have comms.
He doesn't have comms?
No. The guys you guys rescued from the last vessel have very little in terms of gear. They have a couple of weapons between them, and that's about it.
I think I have to go actually talk to someone face to face.
Hi, Damien. How can I help? He sees you and gets up and playing chess.
Knocks on the door. Hey, we're about to go and intercept that distress signal that you guys just heard over the intercom. So, if you guys are feeling up for it, it's kind of your choice if you want to or not. But we'd appreciate any help that you guys are able to give us.
Yeah, I mean, like, me and Ajar can come.
Alright.
Maybe help out. I don't know about Johnny. I think Johnny needs maybe a bit more time. Maybe a bit more training. He kind of motions out, like, points his thumb at the sleeping younger dude.
Yeah, he's fine. I'm not too worried about him right now.
Dutch's combat shotgun is leaning up against the table. He basically, like, opens the breech and checks it's loaded, puts the safety on, and just kind of checks his ammo on his fucking, like, vest. Then he kind of motions at Ajar, who's kind of sleepily sitting over at an entertainment console in the lounge area of the mess, and they both kind of wander off towards the Hannibal.
Yep. Yeah, meet me in the cargo hold. I'm gonna wait until we're in line of sight with the ship. Oh god, I forgot you can't move like diagonally around corners on this. And I'm just gonna stay up on the Top Gun until we get line of sight on that distress beacon.
All right. Well, the Top Gun access is the
Or it's the back one, isn't it?
yeah, you're on the belly autocannon.
Right. Forgot that.
I don't know what I just did. How do I delete that? Okay. Silly area of effect spells. We don't need those.
As I'm walking past this doorway, I'm letting Burn know that we're getting ready to prep the Hannibal to potentially go over to the distress beacon ship.
He just kind of gives you like an affirmative beep over the comms.
Alright, cool.
Are you requiring Slash to attend with us also?
Hell yeah. We're getting both you boys.
He must have a way of communicating silently with Slash. As Slash moves towards the cargo bay also without verbal prompting.
The two-person hive mind. Or I guess technically three-person because Mommy as well.
What's Dr. Herman Meyer doing during this?
Most likely, Meyer's been setting up his lab, and if that's already done, then he's getting samples ready to test, see what the fuck happened.
Mommy comes.
You're setting up the heroin test samples?
Yeah, the opium.
Oh, sorry, opium? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Got those.
Mommy comes over the intercom in the cargo bay and says, Dr. Herman Meyer, what should we basically assign you in terms of duty on board the Qart Hadasht while you're with us?
Well, I am trained in surgery. I also know pathogens, so I can study as well.
Shall I assign a tentative medical officer then?
Yes, that'll work. That'll do.
I will need additional authorization to assign Dr. Herman Meyer as the Qart Hadasht's medical officer. Can you confirm, Damien?
Yeah, go ahead and give him that title.
Alright. Mommy has assigned you with the standard permissions of a crew member of the Qart Hadasht.
Cool.
So you should be able to access most doors and
yeah,
move freely around the vessel and access supplies and have conversations with Mommy.
I'll give a thumbs up, and then
You see an iris, like a little camera iris in the cargo deck, basically swivel, look at you and kind of like focusing on the thumbs up.
If that's the case, then I'll go to comms with the.
Erin comes in over the comms and basically advises that you guys are within proximity of the vessel. the small vessel, the Captiosis? Do you know how do I pronounce that?
Captiosis, yeah.
Oh yeah, so you're in proximity to the Captiosis.
Okay. I see it on my targeting screen.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah.
Do I see it in view on the targeting screen?
Oh yes, yeah, you do. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just looking for any signs of lights or any sort of like power to the ship.
You are seeing
yeah,
it's got basically its navigation lights on. Doesn't appear to have any sort of like too much visual damage. Looks like a little exploratory vessel, quite small. It's all one story, effectively. Looks like it's got like one main deck. Yeah, you're seeing lights from inside.
Okay.
But no
Mommy,
movement or...
Mommy, try to hail the ship and see if we can get a line of comms with them. Hey, hey, Scuff.
My basement is still being invaded, so I'm going off of mobile, but it might work.
Okay.
Alright.
Well,
Well,
at the very least, you're here to give us your opinion on things.
You guys basically have been just vibing in the night shift while people are sleeping, and then a mommy discovered a very faint distress signal that was on repeat, an automated message coming from a small vessel called the Captiosis, which was very close, hidden behind some other derelicts. You have maneuvered the vessel, like the main ship, the Qart Hadasht, into proximity of that small vessel, and now Keller and you guys are basically just examining it from afar. Mommy has now basically sent a tight beam transmission over, and waiting for a response if there's any.
There is no response. Coming from the ship.
Uh-huh.
Anything, Mommy?
I'm not receiving any response to the messages sent.
Christ. Looks like it's gonna be another ship then. Fucking A.
I advised, the standard stuff.
Yep. I'm like climbing down out of the gun, like, oh, fuck's sake. And, walking
If
to...
nothing else, I still research it for any resources.
Yep. That is...
Mommy
the
chimes
plan.
into you, Aaron, on the bridge, and basically advises that /burn Dutch AHA, or AJA? I'm gonna say AHA. AJA sounds too harsh.
It's either Ahar or I was calling him AJ.
Yeah, okay, AJ sounds good. Dutch, AJ, /burn, Damien, and Herman are in the cargo bay currently. Awaiting authorization to, I guess Herman's loading into the Hannibal as well.
Yeah. I'm going to grab a medical kit.
Oh, okay. Also, Dr. Herman Meyer has been added to the crew manifest as the medical officer, tentatively. He has, I assume, signed on to the Qart Hadasht in a more sort of formal role, where the other survivors are just waiting for you guys to get back to civilized space, I think.
Yeah,
Well, who
we'll
knows?
write up a contract.
Well, that'll be up to your corporation, I believe.
He doesn't know that.
But they don't know that, yeah. This far out without comms to your superiors. They don't need to know.
That would be the comms that would go through. It would be to the fucking corporates.
Mommy has slaved airlock control of the cargo bay to the Hannibal's main controls now.
Okay. Scuff, do you want Aaron to come with, or do you want to just stay on the ship?
I've gone with every time. I might as well stay on the ship now and just help by remote support.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Alright.
Uh,
The cargo bay airlock slides open as the interior doors close, leading back into the Qart Hadasht. You hear the warning bells like wee, 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 and the red lights flashing as the big main doors open up. And the Hannibal, and it's who's flying the Hannibal currently?
I'm gonna turn to either Slash or Burn and ask either of them if they're capable of rudimentary flight.
They look at each other, then look back at you, and they both give you a thumbs up. They were employed on the Alexis as navigation and general bridge officer support, so they do have rudimentary piloting capacity. Slash takes the stick and guides the Hannibal out of the Qart Hadasht and towards the Kaitosai, and basically the airlock slides shut behind you silently as you cross the very narrow distance to the small vessel. And we are going to... How do I do this, John? Do I just activate?
Activate.
Activate, okay. There we go.
Oh.
Oh fuck, we're on Foundry, aren't we? Not Roll20 anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is commercial towing
I don't know if that's gonna work on mobile. We'll see.
Is that Ripley?
Yeah. I'm gonna just place you guys down over here. I don't have a model for the Hannibal yet, so just assume you're in the Hannibal still.
Yeah, I got you.
I hope so.
Sweet Christ, you injected a Slash.
Oh my god, the
mad, man?
travesty!
Alright, do you guys see stuff? Like, you've got, like, sight now? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. You, the Hannibal slides in close, and you can see it's a very small little vessel.
Okay. And then...
Its running lights are on, so it's definitely got power, or at least some power.
Okay. This is just a window, isn't it?
Yep, you can see in.
Do we see an airlock? Or is this an airlock?
Studying the sort of shape of the ship, it may be on the port side.
Okay. Then let's maneuver over to wherever the airlock is.
You slowly maneuver the Hannibal around quietly. Oh, I mean, it's space, of course it's quiet. As you pass the bow of the ship, you can see into a small, modest little bridge.
Does that say up?
It does. Oh yeah, I'm using like a blueprint thing, by the way, for like derelicts and stuff, just to save me time making like detailed maps.
Yeah.
So that's why it's all like blue. It's basically just like a trimmed down version of the detail I put into the Qart Hadasht, just because that's the player ship. So out of character, you're gonna see some like pretty basic maps for stuff that isn't like important.
I mean, this still looks nicer than Roll20.
Yeah.
Where like it's just a bunch of gray. So
As you go past, you see what looks like a standard sort of ship bathroom or head. And you bring the Hannibal alongside what appears to be a very basic airlock.
okay, gotcha. All right. All right, we'll have Slash slowly back up and engage docking.
Slash can bring the rear of the Hannibal up against the airlock, but as he tries the automated docking sequence, you know, the standard handshake protocols that most vessels have, it doesn't appear to engage successfully, and the airlock remains locked shut, though you are up against it.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, getting like a solemn look because they're very good with facial expressions. from Slash, I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll motion for the two of them to go to. So we'll. Everyone has their vacuum suits on, right?
Sorry, I didn't realize this track had like dialogue. Shut up, alien.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying? Should turn that down.
Everyone having vacuum suits on. Like it's good ambiance, but yeah, the voice could be not there. I'll have Slash and Burn go to the door and try to like pry it open from either side.
External airlocks are pretty notoriously built heavy duty, but they might be able to potentially hack it or like get into the external controls, which don't appear to be working.
Whatever they think is the best approach.
Let's give this a go. I'm gonna use I would say Burn's use of computers, and he's got his brother there to provide calculating support and help him through the motions. So I'll give him advantage, and we'll just try this out.
I'm giving him a thumbs up as well.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Easy. Cool, so that's good. That's good to see that the rolls work.
Walk in the park.
So Burn and Slash are pretty familiar with Starship anatomy and such. So they get the panel off pretty easily and get into the manual override and override the controls that are normally automated and manage to unlock the airlock and cycle it for the. And I'll say that they stack up and followed quickly by AJ and Dutch.
Okay.
And yourselves.
Yep. I'll just give them a nod to go left and right as soon as it cycles.
I'm gonna just put you on top just so I can. I'm trying to move you so I can move Slash left and Burn to the. It's just gonna go forward into what appears to be a small mess or kitchenette with a very basic table. From what you can tell of the mess, it looks like there's a kitchen seated. It looks like the table's seated for 5. There's some rotten food on the table. Looks like there's a bowl missing from the table setting, which appears to be like a plate, a bowl, fork and knife, spoon, maybe like a coffee mug.
Okay.
Is there atmosphere in here?
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, I start rambling. Just hear coming and from the door behind you, me just saying, I don't get it. I don't get it. And you just start hearing fucking like metal bashing.
That is coming from the map south, if that makes sense.
Raising my SMG.
Yep. I'm gonna have
Dutch and AJ just kind of covering the airlock.
Yell out, "Shut the fuck up, Frank." Did everything and it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, I'll point for Dutch and AJ to cover the north-facing door, and I'll have Slash and Burn prep to breach south-facing.
How do I get them off each other? Oh, I'm dumb.
Oh.
And sorry, what are you doing with Session Burn? Also, AJ's not on the fridge, he's just next to the door. You can climb up there like a cat.
On top.
That's not what I meant by stack up. Perch there.
That looks like a good vantage point.
Slash points at the door ahead of him leading to what appeared to be the bridge and says, would you like me to investigate further?
Negative, not right now.
A thumbs up.
Slash Burn, get ready to breach my right-facing door.
Alright. They both give you a thumbs up. They're ready.
Yep, and then silent, like finger countdown. 3, 2, 1. Breach.
We've got a live one. They both give you a thumbs up. And move in. He doesn't appear to be armed.
Yep,
Fucking-
as soon as the two of them enter, I'd rush in as well.
You see ahead of you a small reactor and jump drive, leading to two kind of thruster bank engines. It's not a huge room.
Oh, also, this room is completely just littered with fucking parts ripped off of other systems.
Awesome.
There's just metal pieces just fucking everywhere.
Slash and burn just like piping across the room.
They just kind of stomp into the
Fucking
corners and like looking around.
raise my hands up. What the fuck?
Who are you?
My name's Tobias.
Are you the one that sent out that distress call?
Oh, yes, quite so.
Congratulations, you're being rescued.
Ah, thank God. I can't wait to get the fuck out of this fucking scrap fucking heap.
Are you the only one on the ship?
I mean, I fucking look around. Yeah. Well, the others should be around here somewhere.
Alright, I'm gonna very briefly look back down towards Dutch and AJ and just do like a move forward hand signal.
They
through.
both kind of simultaneously just like stack up and move through.
I pull a fucking cigarette out, in the reactor room like it's fucking no big deal.
They,
Fucking pull one out and
Sorry, while you're doing that, they come back to the mess and give you a look and just like shake their heads, like they didn't find anyone else.
Right.
I look over to my left and just say, "Hey, Gary, just light me up, would you?" Like kind of like holding my head out for someone to light me up.
Alright. If only we had Johnny here. Right. What, if you don't mind me asking, is your purpose out here by yourself on this ship?
Oh, me, Gary, and Frank, we're all going out exploring the moons out here. Scientific research. I hear keep up the engines. Kind of smack my hand on the fucking jump drive.
Right. Okay. And what was it, Gary and who?
Gary and Frank.
Right. And
I
what
just go right over to Gary.
what are Gary and Frank's duties?
Oh well, Gary knows his way around the kitchen. Taught me a little bit how to cook. Frank's one of our other scientists who is supposed to process the data from the local moons.
Okay. How long do you reckon you've been out here?
Maybe a few days.
Okay. Did you get stuck out here, or did you intentionally come here?
Oh, we got stuck.
Like you're traveling through
Because this fucking
hyperspace
thing,
and
I
then-
just start fucking kicking the fucking jump drive. Won't
Right.
fucking work.
Okay. Right. Good.
Looking around, you can see that this room appears to be like teared down pretty significantly. There's nothing really. There's not a lot of value or salvageable in this ship,
Yeah.
from what you can tell.
Right. Okay.
I start looking at my watch, counting down the fucking minutes until it fucking happens again.
You got somewhere to be, sir?
I raise up my hand, my hand with one finger, just don't wait one. Getting a
Right.
read of when that thing is supposed to go off, Dozer.
Mommy chimes in and comms to you guys, Herman and Damien. And obviously Aaron, you are in the comm link as well. If he's timing something, it appears to be in sequence with the pulse that Nova Stella discovered earlier.
Right.
You know, the Alexis's pulse.
Mm-hmm. Or what used to be Alexis's pulse.
Correct.
Or is, yeah. Doctor, have you been analyzing some sort of pulse going off every 40 minutes or so?
47 minutes to be exact.
Right. Okay, yeah, we've also been analyzing that, and
Well, look right here, and I kind of just ignore him, fucking spreading out like some like grab out some fucking holographs or fucking whiteboard, whatever I have,
So,
and display like a little graph.
Looks like carbon dust from the engine room scrawled on the wall.
Yeah.
fantastic.
I just like slam my finger. Look right here. You see, it's been whatever this fucking thing is, this pulse. It fucking fries the capacitors, the flux capacitors on the fucking jump drives. Take a long drag of my now lit fucking cigarette without knowing I fucking lit it myself.
Damien or Herman, do either of you have industrial machinery? Or anything to do with no, neither of you do. Never mind.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
Can you both give me an intellect check, please? With no bonuses.
I sure can try. Ew.
Alright, Herman, you know for a fact that there's no such thing as a flux capacitor in a Starship jump drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just gonna, walk in real quick. I'm gonna.
I start walking down the fucking wall as the graph goes down, and I point to like the most recent bit of it. For whatever fucking reason, it's weaker now.
Sir, stay still for just a moment. I'm just going to do some checks on you, make sure you're fine, nothing's wrong, okay?
I blow smoke in your face.
It's funny as a vacuum.
Yeah, it's fine. And I would like to do some, just, a basic checks, checking his pupils, his pulse, everything, make sure he's not,
Heavily dilated.
Yeah, yeah.
Heavily.
Make sure nothing's obviously wrong. He's not operating while under the influence.
I'll leave this up to you, Jonah. What does he find?
A not perfectly sane man.
That was obvious, but
Yeah.
anything physical.
Otherwise, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Well fed, Maybe he has like a few cuts or bruises in his hands, fucking working on the hyperdrive or the fucking jump drive.
Just gonna,
working on it.
I'm just gonna step away. I'm gonna look over to Damien and just shrug, and I'm just gonna.
I'm rolling my eyes, and I instinctively go to pinch my nose, but I hit the visor. I'm like, oh right, okay.
AJ turns to you, Herman, as you walk towards him. Hey, should we take him with us? This place isn't going to sustain life, like, endlessly. I don't know how many supplies a vessel like this carries, but it can't be much.
We're probably going to take him with us.
Well, another nudge up to the ship, I guess. But I don't see why not. I mean, everyone has skills.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Dutch.
another mouth to feed, but I'm not super worried about one person.
Dutch shrugs at you guys and just says, hey, I guess that'll be up to the captain. Who is your captain, by the way?
It's Aaron, the other synthetic.
Is she on comms?
She should be. While I try to establish comms with Aaron, I'm just gonna ask Dutch and AJ if they found anything noteworthy on the ship or anything that we might as well take with us.
Did they discover anything, John? Yeah.
The council's like all ripped apart. Like anything that's like not fucking life support's probably ripped off and is probably in this room we're all in.
Okay, so the bridge computer is just...
Yeah, that's
There's
why I
frayed
can
wires
respond.
everywhere. That's like thoroughly cannibalized. The ship
Got all
probably
copper
isn't
wiring.
going anywhere.
Right. Cool.
It's been
Okay.
gremlin fully.
Right. Hey Doc, you got anything you need on the ship before we bring you over to ours?
Yeah. In fact, I do. I kind of go to like my little cupboard, pull out my equipment, and go over and I grab my little lab rat.
Like bug out bag.
You now see that he's holding a small rat. Looks biological. Like, it looks like a real rat, is
Right.
what I'm saying. It's live.
Right.
Just kind of squeaking in his hands.
I put a little helmet on him.
Slash and Burn look at you, give you a thumbs up each, and then turn to the rat. If you could, like, it's a very imperceptible movement because they're turning from you to the rat in your hand, but they both appear to give you a sustained thumbs up each, and then stomp back to the airlock.
Hey, where's Frank and Gary?
I don't know. But if your friends are coming with us, then they better get their shit because we're leaving right now.
AJ turns to you guys and says, "What did happen to his crew? There's like 5 table settings here, and enough room in the bunk room, like for plenty."
I don't know. This man.
I have guesses, but not right now.
They give you a knowing look.
I mean, it's up to you, Dozer, if they're still, out there.
I mean, they would be, but no idea where.
Yeah.
Dutch gets the airlock as well. Mommy comes in over the comms and says, "I assume you found a survivor."
Yes, Mommy, we did. We found, what's your name, sir?
Tobias.
Tobias. We found a man named Tobias. We're bringing him into the Hannibal and bringing him back to the ship.
For putting on the fucking Vex suit helmet. I fucking take a long drag of my fucking smoke, so I don't want to waste that shit. Flick it onto the fucking table.
Okay.
Out of character, you can also click on the equip button on your armor to like put it on if you like.
Oh yeah.
Just if you have like multiple clothings or whatever, that's how you can like switch between them and stuff on your sheet. So it'll be pretty easy.
Hell
Also, your rigging gun, just don't auto-roll that when we're doing combat stuff, because the rigging gun is a bit weird, and it doesn't seem to work great, because I haven't set it up properly.
I see.
So yeah, guns that are basic probably work, but things like the frag grenade and the rigging gun might be a little weird. So we'll probably just do those manually if it comes up. Yeah. I assume you all pile back into the Hannibal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slash takes the stick once more. And you guys quietly coast over back to the Qart Hadasht. Tobias, you can see it's a relatively big cargo frigate class. As you enter the airlock and land, you're in a big sort of softly lit cargo bay. This vessel is, this cargo bay is almost bigger than your old ship. She is a big orange vessel with an industrial paint scheme and some white striping. You can see the cracked name alongside the flank of the vessel as you guys come in, and the magnetic landing gear sort of the Hannibal dock with the decking of the cargo deck, and then there we go. Basically you hear like the Clemson gauge, and then you see the big doors shut towards the airlock, and then the room basically pressurizes, and you guys are back on board the Qart Hadasht. Slash and Burn immediately stomp out of the Hannibal and just head off to do their duties.
Alright.
Which
Well,
generally
What's
is...
the business, Frank?
we're 1 for 4 so far, guys. Good job. Fantastic.
Slash and Burn are basically working on engine duties at the moment while Phil is off shift.
Yep. Alright.
Don't know how you guys managed without the androids previously, but
God bless him. Alright, I'm gonna escort Tobias over to the mess hall.
yeah, Dutch and Lewis are gonna head back as well and catch some Z's.
Oh, oops. Alright. Collided with a wall? Oh, right. I have to open that door. That's still gonna take some getting used to. It's like opening the doors.
Yeah, sort of
Ooh, look at that
airlock style doors are pretty like automated.
Is this door open? Yeah, okay.
The mess
hey,
hall's
everyone.
the mess hall's pretty quiet because most people are asleep. It's kind of curled up
Okay.
in various areas. Dutch is kind of
I-
settling down by the bookshelves. AJ's
I
getting a drink.
I am gonna wake everyone up just so they don't like wake up and just see some random fucking dude
Alright.
like sitting next to him. I'm just gonna kind of like do the like clap, rub hands together kind of thing. Like, if I could get everyone's attention, real quick. I apologize if you're trying to get some rest, but I figured I should introduce another refugee, for lack of a better word, currently.
A bunch of them
this
kind
is-
of rub their eyes and yawn and kind of turn over and look at you like they're not upset. They've all had a bit of sleep, so.
This is Tobias. Tobias, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit to these other guys that we rescued from a previous ship.
Yeah, I'm Tobias. I point next to me. This is yeah, to like the left of me. This is Frank. I don't know where Gary went. But yeah, happy to be here.
Everyone looks over confused as what he's pointing at appears to be the rubbish bin.
Yeah. I'm just doing like the slightest like shaking of my head, like don't worry about it.
It's not the craziest thing these people have seen in the last couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
some of them turn back over to sleep.
Yeah, Tobias, we have AJ and Dutch that you met on your ship that came with myself and the others to rescue you.
They kind of just wave over.
Then you have Rumi sitting down next to AJ. You have Marcia sitting down at that table. You have Johnny over in the far corner. I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah and Nripin are in cryo.
Yeah. And then yeah, we got two more in cryo who weren't feeling too good, so they're getting some cryo sleep before we get out of here eventually and redock with civilization.
Rumi comes over and shakes your hand. Hi, I'm Rumi. I was the engineer on the Herax Jabril.
Hi.
At the eager highs, she kind of backs off and gets a coffee.
Okay, well, glad you guys are getting along. I'll check in on you kids later. And,
Do you know who ate all the donuts?
I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna close the door behind me. Hold on. Everyone just hears like a faint like lock sound.
Does the fucking key turning click?
Yeah, as I open my fucking jaw, dislocate my jaw, and swallow the metal key.
Jesus Christ.
Open my gaping maw.
No, not again. Are
And,
you just
I'm
in your lab in the cargo deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna set up a bed there at some point as well.
Yeah, I set up the hammock for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got you got like a hammock strewn between some big crates, and then
Yeah.
like
Can you?
you've
you
kind of
see
made
my
like a
ping?
semicircle. It's like
Yeah. Can you see me pinging right now? Even though I'm not like in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably in between these two containers, like hooked to to the bottom left green corner and the top right, like brown corner or
Yeah.
yellow corner. I can't exactly
we'll
tell
say
what color that is.
we'll say this orange container down here has the two skeleton mechs kind of in them,
Yeah.
and that's like open to like the airlock door. It's like open on one side. These containers are shut, but you've got like a hammock strewn between them.
Yeah.
This would be where, like,
Really?
basically you put all your shares in the cargo hold, like the tons of tea you recovered.
Yeah. This is how I used to sleep when I was going to and from deployment. I would just strap a hammock on the cargo containers and take a nap.
Hopefully they don't crush you. You know.
I mean, these things are pretty fucking heavy and they're all like bolted down to the floor. So
Hey, if it does crush me, it's no longer my problem.
like,
so,
listen, you're not gonna have to worry about it either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went into the bridge, shut the door behind me, and gonna try to talk to Mommy and Aaron if Aaron's gonna be willing to give me the time of day.
It's
or
up to
if
Aaron.
If Aaron's too
Aaron looks
focused.
like she's tinkering with like the main controls, the Qart Hadasht, just kind of like routine maintenance stuff,
Okay.
going through subsystems and etc. Power management.
Okay. I'm going to have Mommy.
Oh, before you continue, I just let you know that as you enter the bridge, you can see now, even though you know this already, that the bridge is basically separated into two halves. The bottom section has lots of big mainframe banks that appear to be that are networked into Mommy's mainframe. There's a bunch of sort of navigation desks and like subsystem control on the bottom part, and a lot of power management systems, sort of cables sort of running along ducting on the floor. Then there is like catwalk access, which heads up to a higher catwalk, which is kind of like where the windows are located, like the main bridge windows, kind of in like a raised section of the bridge, which has like catwalk to like the main controls in the center of the room. And yeah, it looks out. It's kind of like a raised cupola, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Kind of like how the Death Stars on the bridge would have those two side sections that were lowered. Yeah.
Yeah, you got like a lower. There's like a lower and an upper bridge.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Oh God.
You were gonna ask Mommy something. Yeah.
How? Yeah. It's like one of two things are crossing my mind right now. Mommy, how viable would it be for us to find a decent, so not a large ship, but a decently sized ship for the security element that we have to clear? And if so, would we be able to get over to that ship as well as contact the colony down below afterwards?
So you're asking me if I have if I know of any derelicts that have access to a big, long range comm array, and we have the capability to get to it?
No, I know we can contact the colony. I'm saying like a ship that looks like it might, just from the outward appearance, like it's fairly intact. But it's a ship that seems like it would be worth going on board and checking it out. And if we can find a ship like that, after we get eyes on it, see if we're able to still contact the colony down below.
Alright. Scanning. A little icon appears in your HUD of like a little, animated image of Mommy, and she gives you kind of a wry, like, eyebrow raise, and says like, "This may take some time."
Okay, go ahead and contact the colony. Anyway, we'll talk to them while you're scanning.
Mommy basically just pings a tight beam signal asking for the colony to pick up at the moon's location. Bigger Tyrant colony responds, and you see on the comlink console the face again of Brecht.
Right.
That lovely looking dude.
What a lovely chap. Okay.
I will put this just in Discord because it's just easier than me like uploading just like a snipping tool image to
Are you putting his profile pic?
Yeah, just for
Okay.
Tobias's sake more than anything, because you guys have already talked to Brecht.
Yeah. And I even with the picture that you're gonna see, Jonah, I still trust him more than you.
I mean, good compared to the picture of me.
And boop, you just see Brecht. Hey, what do you want?
Hey Brecht, yeah, it's Damien.
The Qart Hadasht, right?
Yeah,
Up there, twinkling by.
that's the one.
Come on down. He doesn't seem to have
so-
forgotten about that request.
Yeah. So we have a proposition for you guys. To try to establish, a little bit more of a rapport. Just because I do feel a little bad that we kind of fucked up your guys' harpoon. So I'm,
Oh yeah, that's real bad. Believe me.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to see if I can offer a little bit of assistance to try to make up for.
He's nodding
for
like
that.
rapidly, like yeah.
How much? Just real quick question, just to kind of gauge, where to go from this. How much valuable stuff were you able to pull from inside the ships after they came down to the planet?
Well, basically, once we harpoon them, because there's no atmosphere, we can normally sustain like a relatively slow descent. But even then, yeah, you're right. Like some stuff would crumple. Any hardened bulkheads or areas that weren't crumpled would typically have stuff. Sometimes we get some debris that like would leave the site. We find it on the plains of the moon. Me and the other breakers tend to send parties out and kind of wander the wastes, if you know what I mean. Stuff falls down all the time, but not enough to sustain us long term.
So we're proposing, at least as like a short-term thing, because I don't think we'd be able to do it indefinitely. You guys definitely have a lot more support down there than we have up here. To try to make up for our wrongdoings against you guys, we would like to propose that we go in and salvage the ships while they're up here, fully intact, and try to see if there's anything worthwhile on the ships, or if there's anything you guys are specifically looking for, we can keep an eye out for. Just in case you guys were to have pulled the ship down and it crumpled, or stuff just kind of flew miles away. And then we can put it in our cargo hold and then fly it directly down to you guys, instead of you kind of have to like guide it down with the harpoon. I was seeing if you guys would be up for that.
Oh yeah. He's like nodding rapidly again. Hey, anything you can do for your horrific crimes? He kind of gives you like a smile, like a weird grin.
Right.
We really could use it, and like you should still come down and visit. We've got plenty of options.
We will. It's just like we're already up here.
He looks kind of nervous as he says this next part, and kind of leans in close to the like the camera link, and he says like, you know, like one option I would like is like to not be here anymore, you know. But no, don't tell anyone I said that. He kind of shuffles back like a little uneasily. He looks side to side, nervously.
Right.
Well, anyway, yeah, that'd be great. I can maybe ping you some details of a ship I found, like, you know, we were eyeing up for harpooning.
Okay. Yeah, if you can.
You see him grab a little portable computer and he kind of taps a few things and like flicks it and like runs like a little like looks like a SCSI cable. Plugs it into the comm console in front of him, and Mommy chimes in. This will save me some searching time. He sent me some coordinates for the following, and she posts on your screen a name of a vessel.
Oh god, that came and went really quickly. The Brago?
Is it still in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I just sent it to you. I meant to send it to everyone.
Yeah, it's as if I said that.
Yeah, I think I clicked on you. Sorry. I'll copy that and paste it again.
I just straighten up like a robot. The Brago, Cult class bulk freighter. Whoa, what the fuck was that? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's one we were eyeing up harpooning, but we hadn't done it yet because we didn't want to like wreck it. But that's a big boy.
Right.
He holds his hand wide like he's measuring a big catch.
Okay. Is there a banana for scale?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. If you want, you can send us coordinates for any ships you guys are eyeing. Or. Okay. Thank you. Like, why is my camera moving again? To a part of the ship I can't even see. Yeah, any list of ships that you guys were eyeing, or if there's any sort of materials or equipment that you guys were trying to find, we'll add that to our shopping list while we're out looking. So if you guys need like welding tools or circuit boards, you know, just whatever type of materials that like are already made, and you may not have the materials to make them yourselves, like feel free to send that to us and we can try to keep an eye out.
Rick just shrugs and says, "That's a big boy, that one. You get that? We can talk."
All right. Okay.
No idea what's in there.
All right.
It's just big, and it's a freighter, so it's bound to have stuff.
Yeah.
All right, good luck. He hangs up.
Which is the much less fun version of Burn and Slash. In terms of feedback. Okay. Alright. Mommy, can you punch in those coordinates and see how far away they are from us?
Mommy pulls up a little sort of fuzzy view screen and it looks like it reads like, I don't know, like 100 kilometers. It's pretty close in terms of like stellar travel. Like you guys can coast over there, but it'll take some hours. At least in sublight, you know, travel speed.
It'll take a couple hours.
Yeah. Like you guys aren't using jumps or, you know, using the jump drives to fuel the thrusters, which can be done as well. So like, Basically, the main reactors, which run through the jump drives, are down because of the jump drives. So like, you travel at pretty slow speeds here in the graveyard, I'll call it.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty apt description of it.
If only there's someone who can assist.
I don't trust you within fucking 50 meters of these reactors. Right?
Oh, it's okay. I'm currently over him.
I'm gonna get. I would have notified Burn and Slash to try to keep an eye on Tobias and not just let him wander around freely.
Burn and Slash, both in the engine rooms, have been letting Tobias just kind of look around freely and haven't done anything about him.
Also, yeah, Tobias, you're not able to just go around the ship wherever you want. Like,
no one told anything.
Some doors are locked.
Yeah, the
Like,
engine
it's
rooms
fine.
don't have the main south, like the engineering section of the ship doesn't have doors for like,
it's just doorways.
basically they're basically taped off with like, there's like hazard tape that alerts you that you're entering like an engine area. But engineering at the rear, after the ship is entirely like open because it's like it doesn't need to have like sealed areas.
Fantastic. Okay, great.
The main areas that are sealed are basically like the cargo bay and then like the small airlock leading out the port of the ship, and then like the internal systems which are like locked off to human access.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, mommy. Go ahead and plot a course for the Brago, and I suppose we'll try to see what we can find.
Mommy provides a nav solution to Erin, who takes the con. And you feel the Qart Hadasht kind of shudder into life as you feel like the main thrusters are firing. Bobo, are you currently just chilling in your hammock, or are you working in your lab?
So yeah, I'll do some work in my lab.
You can hear the rattle of glassware as the Qart Hadasht shudders and starts to move. And Tobias, from your extensive knowledge of travel, you realize the Qart Hadasht is moving. It's ungainly bulk around, but it's not traveling at
the speed of what it should be going after
what
looking at that
it
thing.
would normally be capable of. So you suspect it's got the same issues as your smaller vessel.
Shame. I'm just walking back, still puffing.
Just vibing.
Yeah.
The worst
I will
one is
say since we've got that, now we can talk about that. I'll say that airlocks are controlled by Mommy, and I'll say that unoccupied like crew quarters are controlled by Mommy in terms of the locks. And I will say that the power management for weapon systems at the bow are also controlled by Mommy. So those are all the doors that are like security access. Oh, and
I've just
we'll
been
say
going
cryo
through
as
the
well.
open ones.
Yeah.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah, I'm just locking doors to like fit my mental picture of how the Qart Hadasht operates.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Let's see. Where's the door.
Just quietly shut the door again, lock it.
God, I had to zoom in so far to see the fucking door icon.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know how to change the. I don't think I can.
I'm the worst possible menace on a fucking spaceship. I'm fucking smoking inside a fucking sealed mechanism.
Yeah, if I see you do that, I'm gonna fucking castrate.
What are you working on in your lab, Boba? While the guys are vibing in the mess room.
I am.
Mess. I don't need to call it mess room. That's redundant.
I'm gonna check some of the blood samples that we got from those. From the murder fuck orgy.
Alright.
Just kinda see
Your
what the
analysis
fuck's
using
going
the
on.
microscopes and glassware and the medical equipment recovered from the. Mommy chimes in, by the way, in the intercom in the cargo van and says, "Wouldn't you rather be set up in the mid bay?"
The med bay is already occupied, I believe, by medical equipment. This is not medical equipment.
Mummy shrugs in your HUD, Damien, and then like disappears again.
This is meth.
Yeah, I mean, it basically is. You detect from the crystalline structure and the details of the blood that it basically is a form of, extreme meth. Like, it's an amphetamine mixed with an opioid and appears to have psychotropic effects.
It's okay, look at that face. I'm probably experienced.
It's more like a biological weapon than a drug at this point.
If that's the case, then I'm gonna start taking a look at the drug more closely. Because I did get, like, samples of that as well.
Alright.
You know, see what it's made of. What could possibly be maybe doing this.
Can you give me a chemistry test?
Yeah, hold on, my cat's fucking going wild.
Actually, you know what? Give me pathology, because you're using samples taken from the dead.
Yeah.
After you've dealt with the feline intruder.
Yeah, just bite its head.
That's not the solution for everything.
Yeah, dogs are pretty smart.
Fuck.
Because of the samples are like pretty good, but even then, like, it seems like quite a complex chemical structure, and like you don't have enough data to work with to completely synthesize it. You got some of it, but you might need some more impressive equipment, maybe found on a station with a more equipped kind of chemical lab than a bunch of beakers in a cargo bay.
You know,
You've got some
wasn't built in a day. You know,
yeah, you've got some good equipment. Like you've got the you've basically patched with like your cybernetic diagnostic machine. You've got like access to the shared loot of the cargo bay that has some important equipment, but it's still not enough to completely analyze the hyper drug, we'll call it.
right?
But you definitely can see progress. You feel like with the right equipment and time, you could probably break this down. Can you add a stress for me, please, for not correctly analyzing the full chemical string? I don't know enough about chemistry. I'm just gonna call it stuff and just hope that no one calls me out on it.
That's not what it is, Dozer.
Actually, you couldn't make. It's like, shut up. This is my setting. I hate you.
Actually. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So while Dr. Herman Meyer is tinkering with blood, what are Tobias and Damien up to? Now you've noticed that the crew of the Jabril have basically all like tucked back into their sleeping bags and blankets and nodded back off.
I sent you a message real quick, Dozer, because I did not realize that stat earlier was an actual thing. So I would prefer to have that.
I just came into the mess to let them know that we're traveling towards another
I don't mind.
pretty decently sized ship. And then I'm going back to my secondary room.
What's your secondary room? Oh, the pod on top of the ship. The ball turret on top of the ship.
I can just kick my feet up on the fucking like steering wheel joystick thing.
Yeah, the spade grips. The control.
Yeah.
It's basically the back of a fucking Browning M2, but like, but then it has like a targeting screen, like ammo feed control. It's like a more electronic M2 Browning rear.
Yeah.
And then it's got like foot pedals to like rapidly rotate the turret. It's the turret ring from a World War II tank fused with a ball turret from a flying fortress, and then adding in some alien style big computer terminal with a funny little like dot matrix display kind of thing.
Lots of little dots that keep flashing on and off, and I'm still not sure what they do. Yeah. When I'm bored, I just like hold my foot on one of the pedals and I just spin.
Yeah, just rotating around with the clunk of fucking servos and.
Like I'm on the teacup ride at Disneyland. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna hang out there for the next couple hours. Yeah, I went into the mess hall.
You can tell that you can tell from the ammo counts that you believe there's probably like 2,000 rounds remaining for the autocannons. Split between the two, they feed from a central storage location, so like it's like either of them can use that pool. And it's all it's all chain driven, like auto fed. From
Gotcha.
deep within the bowels of the Qart Hadasht, so there's no need for you to fucking ammo run.
Deep within the maw.
Yeah, and then the main reactors have a conduit that leads to like power banks for the bow mining laser, so that doesn't really rely on ammo. Just as long as the ship has power, it should be okay.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I just went into the mess hall to tell them that in a couple hours we'll be at a fairly large ship.
Aaron's basically
do the same thing.
piloting the vessel along as it heads towards the Braga. Are you doing anything in particular in the mess, Tobias?
I've been just having full-blown conversation with my crew.
The
My,
crew of the
my-
Jabril are all a little uneasy at this. They're just kind of turning over in their sleep, like trying not to look at you.
I've just been, eventually the cigarette has, gone out. I'm not lighting up another one. Gotta ration those bad boys.
You
But
can
yeah,
see,
I'm
you can
talking
see,
to Frank.
you can see ahead of you while talking to Frank. There is a machine marked on the wall, and it says "Premium Egg."
Hey, you stay away from that. That's liquid gold, or mushy gold. Right?
It is a big yellow sticker on it that just says "New," like an advertisement. Aaron, what you missed was the guys went aboard a small vessel known as the Kaitosai. They found a man named Tobias, who appears to be quite crazy, who had cannibalized the interior of his vessel, with the rest of the crew not appearing to be there. He had knowledge of the pulse that Nova Stella decoded from the Alexis, and he seemed to believe it was still ongoing. And then you got the guys basically rescued him, brought him back, and then talked to the moon colony, Tyron Beggar, and Brecht has provided Mommy and you coordinates to a giant cargo bulk freighter that you guys are going to theoretically raid for the paying back the colony for ruining their harpoon. And you guys are basically piloting towards that. It's known as the Brago. It's a cult class bulk freighter. So you're basically in the bridge just like piloting that while Tobias is vibing in the mess, and Damien is fucking around with the autocannon turret just chilling, and Dr. Herman Meyer is in the cargo bay experimenting with some blood found on the murder fuck kill cannibals of the last vessel. He did not have. It didn't appear that. I believe Tobias's vessel was not in working order.
Yeah, that one's kind of like, no pun intended. That one is pretty scuffed. So.
Yeah, Dutch and AJ cleared the bridge and found that it was just like torn up, like it basically had no working controls, and the thruster piping was all fucked, and he'd basically taken all the copper wiring, as he said.
Yeah.
It's
just pockets full of copper wiring.
You assumed that if you hadn't found Tobias very shortly, he probably would have run out of supplies pretty quickly. That was not a big vessel. It's lucky you found him when you did.
He was basically living in like a spaceship RV.
Yeah.
Like our cargo hold was approximately the size of his entire ship. So, even if the ship was working, I don't think it would really do a whole lot being sent into the planet. I mean, you know, it'll still like blow up most likely, but it probably wouldn't be all that big of an explosion. So yeah, now we're waiting for a couple hours to pass for the fucking poor people are.
Yeah, out of character, I don't have anything prepared for the Braga because I wanted to just do like a bit of a filler episode because I know we're gonna have some missing people, and I spent a lot of this week just like getting everything ported over to Foundry, building the sector out, like, yeah. So like, I think we'll probably leave it here soon, unless you want to do some more stuff on the Qart Hadasht. Sorry, it's a relatively short session today, but I mainly wanted to introduce Jonah into the party, and like get
And Frank and
established.
Gary.
Yeah, and Frank and Gary looks at you nervously, and then yeah, like, and then I'll build out the details of the Brago if you want to. I mean, actually, I'll leave that up to you guys. So basically, Aaron guides the Qart Hadasht into a you know, in tandem orbit with a giant vessel you can see ahead of you. It's big. It dwarfs even the Qart Hadasht. You are a cargo freighter, but this is a much longer, bigger cargo freighter. Yeah, no, I don't blame you, Scuff. It's like Nova and Biddle are away as well, so it's like not a bad day to have a bit of a filler episode.
Yeah,
shit happens.
it was more or less just like a setup for what is like the actually solid plan of what to do next.
Yeah, and also it's like a lot of that was me as well. But yeah, basically, Mummy basically populates the view screens, and like whoever has access to like a portable terminal, or there's computer terminals on the walls of the vessel in various areas. Basically populates a external camera feed, and you see ahead of you what appears to be the Brago. It is a big tub of a ship, old, flaking paint. It's definitely seen better days, but it's very large. And has lots of hangar bays along its flanks, so it must be carrying an absolute bounty of stuff.
What would you say would be the size comparison? Like, in terms of, like, how many Qart Hadashts would
probably
it take?
4.
Okay.
So we use everything but the metrics.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably 3. it's probably 3 times the length, and then it's got like double the kind of like what's it called when you have like sea level to keel? Is it beam? No, beam's the wood, isn't it? Draft. The draft of the the draft of the vessel is like double the height of the Qart Hadasht.
Okay. All right.
she's a thick brick. You can tell that it doesn't look like the pods fired. If there was escape pods like loaded, from the little launch tubes near the stern, and you can also tell that it's, interestingly, appears to be painted in a very similar scheme to the Qart Hadasht. It's got the same industrial kind of orange and white scheme with the stripes. And that's when you see it on the camera feed. MC.
Hammer?
Sorry, MC the Brago.
Oh, okay.
That's a dumb name. Just it's called the MC Brago.
Oh, yeah.
I hate the like, I fucked up. Bad law, bad warden. We're shutting the campaign down.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, reset back to 1.
Sorry, okay, so it's MC. It's MC. You see now that emblazoned on the bow, and fading white paint on orange. MC Brago, which coincidentally is the same prefix the Qart Hadasht has.
The MC Qart Hadasht?
Yep.
Interesting.
Mommy basically pulls up an old document from company database. Yep. Yeah, this appears to be a sister vessel of ours. This is old, though.
Do we have any additional information? I mean, I know you may not have a whole lot, like, on your end, but, like...
Yep, went missing. 2523. Yep, that's about 100 years before this was laid down. So it's a much older model. Looks like it's larger but slower. Yeah, definitely a lower tech grade than the cart.
Why is it type? Why?
I don't know why it's like doing that.
It's weird.
What's happening?
No, it just drags everyone's fucking screen over when I type, but I didn't do it when Scuff did.
Weird. Is it because you're clicking on your token? Like, you've got your token selected when you're doing it? Because it did that for me.
Yeah, but, like, I can't click off my fucking token.
Try switching to, like, measurement and then back to tokens. That's what deselects tokens for me.
I don't know.
Oh.
Now it's swapped back to...
Alright, yeah, great. Yeah.
Yep.
I
So
do
basically,
have-
it appears to be a sister vessel of the. Sorry, I'll just write this up so I don't forget. MC Braga. Cult class. What did I say it was called? Bulk freighter. Bulk freighter. Went missing. Stricken from company records. What did I say? 25, 22?
25, 23?
25, 23. We'll just say 25, 23.
Okay.
Mommy's screen keeps flickering. Like, that screen appears to be busted a little bit.
Smack the top of it.
Confirms that, yeah, you whack it with your fist and it get like the CRT fucking goes back to normal, and it definitely says 25, 23 now.
Okay. I have to move the two, the rabbit ear antennas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely curious what's going on with this ship.
I've got some additional records.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a thing.
Doing a thing.
Trying to do a thing.
Doing the thing.
What's happening?
I'm stuck on loading
You
the
guys
map.
were right
98%.
Yep.
Thanks.
I see the map.
I think I just got boned because I tried to click too many things. I'm just gonna refresh. Give me a second. Mommy is basically analyzing the Brago's route because it was definitely in this sector when it went missing. There we go. Mommy basically says that it looks like it was interesting. The Brago looks like it was hauling like resources for the new colony on Kappa from Sol when like it went missing. Basically, when this system was new, it was
It was transporting resources?
yeah, it looks like it was transporting like colony resources, terraforming parts, supplies, general equipment, fuel, etc.
Okay.
Everything a growing colony needs. But this was a long time ago. The colony is well established now based on the survey data you've got. And
Right.
way across the sector.
Right.
It looks like it's actually in the Roland Gulf, like a whole sector away.
Yeah, like clear across.
Hundreds and hundreds of light years.
Yeah. Well, seems like they don't necessarily need it anymore. Okay. Cool. I feel like the colony on the moon would definitely be appreciative of this. Yeah, Dozer, how much would it sell for? Give us a price right this second.
What's in your pocket?
yeah, this is definitely a good stopping point. And then hopefully, when more people are available and everyone's a little bit more refreshed.
Yeah, to answer, Mommy answers Aaron's questions before we'll end it. But basically, she gives the value of the vessel at current market rates, and it's not great. The rescue vessel, like the rescue value, was pretty good at the time, but the bounty's long expired over the 100 and something years it's been.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically, assuming you like recover the vessel purely for like scrapping or like selling purposes, it's probably worth a decent chunk. You'd probably have to get it assessed at an official like dry dock, like at a proper like dockyards somewhere in the system, if you can even escape this area. So yeah, like you don't know. Basically, it's been a long time, and like there's no official record of what it's worth anymore that's relevant. What with the turbo mega corp hyperinflation and the bounty expiring, there's not a lot of data.
The thing is, I'll say real quick before Jonah does his thing, we'd probably have to take the whole ship in order to take what's in its cargo. I really doubt whatever is in its cargo would be able to fit in our ship.
Probably not the main, like knowing colony stuff like atmospheric processes, if it's got any of those, or like, but I mean anything small that's not like nailed down is probably very stealable. Like once a salvage bounty expires, like it's basically legitimate salvage at that point, even if it wasn't originally company goods.
Yeah.
I mean the families and stuff are probably, the immediate family's probably long dead. So, like, there's not a lot of value to the ship, inherently, that a more recent salvage would have. But it's still probably worth something, and it still probably has some cargo worth nicking for at least the colony here.
Okay. Cool. What were you going to say, John?
So I am semi on the same page since I've been somewhat researching this Null Sector and its fucking effects. So I in the mess hall I go over my fucking various papers, what I know so far with Frank, trying to I'm talking back and forth with him on possible fucking solutions, eliminate, trying to figure out where the pulse is, and but trying to see if I can explore other alternatives to present.
Okay. You had mentioned that you had also noticed that the pulse was getting weaker.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Okay.
I am a scientist in hyperspace.
Mommy analyzes your data that she can visually see with her cameras. And interestingly, she sees that your analysis of the pulse drops off pretty much in line with the catapulting of the Alexis into the planet's surface. When the crew of the Qart Hadasht rigged her for an autopilot transit down to the surface, running the freight train all the way down. But interestingly, Mommy notes that the pulse, Tobias still has data suggesting the pulse is ongoing, just weaker, coming from the planet's surface.
Has it? So it got weaker, but has it now plateaued at now a weaker signal, or is it still continuing to get weaker?
Data is unclear, but
Could
it seems to suggest. Do you want to give me a Tobias? Can you give me a? Give me a intellect check, and you can use your physics knowledge.
Physics.
So you can just I think you can just click physics and choose intellect.
Intellect.
Yeah, and it should just apply the bonus automatically. Oh,
Alright.
nice. You can tell from your analysis of the data and then working with Mommy, who just assumes you're fucking cleared to work with her on the ship now. She's intrigued by the data you present. It seems to suggest that the pulse fluctuated dramatically and reduced significantly after the Alexis hit the surface, but then it has been steadily regrowing in energy power.
Okay, shit.
And looking at the, if you graph it on a long enough timeline, it may return to its full strength once more. Although,
so that
yeah.
I'm not out of the loop here, what was on the Alexis?
On the Alexis was a creepy stone metal twisted artifact in the cargo hold. And like basically they blew it apart with the autocannons, just lighting it up, tearing the metal apart, firing directly into the cargo bay from the Qart Hadasht. But every time there was a pulse of energy coming from the Alexis, and now you assume the planet itself, you would basically get like creepy dark strands appearing around the Alexis, and all the lights would flicker, and the eyelids of the dead bodies surrounding the artifact would flicker, and like every body would every very dead body aboard the cargo hull of the cargo hold of the Alexis was they'd start twitching and spasming as if puppeted by a dark malign entity. And and the lights everywhere would flicker, and you could hear whispers on the comms of static, and it was very creepy and weird. And it appeared to fire 47 minutes exactly, every 47 minutes. And Nova Stella, the ship's computer officer, basically worked that out, and then the crew basically kept going on and back and forth until they basically rigged the Alexis to go on an automatic trajectory into the planet's surface at the source of the pulse link.
So could I possibly make some sort of check to know what we could possibly do now with it in its weaker strength?
I would say that you realize that there's probably, if it has this sort of regenerative power after getting hit by a vessel of the Alexis's size, based on the data shared to you by now, Aaron, and the mommy, the ship, basically corroborating the data between your information that you got from your vessel, the Kaitosai, and the Qart Hadasht's mainframe. You work out that this, based on the size of the fucking Alexis, anything normal would have been destroyed by that. It's effectively dropping a small nuke on an item, or it would have to be a pretty big source of power to be regenerating that kind of energy level, or there's some sort of backup or something. You don't know from orbit, basically. It would seem the kind of thing you might have to get closer and investigate. You need more data. Perhaps Tyrant Bigger knows.
I'm sure they do.
I mean, they've been here for years.
There's also a lot of, there's also those 3 sites on the moon. And, Brick's insistence you come and visit.
Yeah. 2.5 sites.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, cool.
Yeah, I mean, the scrapyard around the wreck of the Harpoon is still intact.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Cool. I'm definitely looking forward to the next session when we can go and see what's up with this big ship.
Yeah, so I'll say generally, obviously you can do whatever you want, but I'd say generally your options are talk to the moon colony, go to the moon, investigate the 3 sites there, or do whatever you want. You've got the Brago, you've got more derelicts, you've got the planet itself. Yeah, like, space is the next horizon. Fucking some quote. But, yeah, you got this horrible area is your oyster. There's plenty of options for next session. But I'll assume immediately you want to fuck with the Brago.
Yeah.
That's the
cargo freighter.
That's the most. Well, yeah, that's the most like direct.
Yeah, you're basically in like synchronous orbit with it. Like you're really close to it.
Yeah.
Like you
Plus,
you could float over with the Hannibal now.
Yeah, that's the easiest next step in my opinion. Instead of like either taking the Hannibal down to the colony or taking the entire Qart Hadasht down to the colony, and potentially doing whatever the hell with these people. So yeah, I think going to the ship and either immediately bugging out because it's a huge fuck off ship and there's a bunch of goofy shit going on, or we'll have the time of our lives looting and ransacking this like huge multi-hangar bayed freight ship. So yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good.
One more thing to kind of somewhat prove my worth to the fucking me and Frank's worth to the party here. Is there a way I can like just to check, not obviously doing it, but like know if there's any optimizations to be done that could be done with the hyperdrive being all screwy?
In the Qart Hadasht?
Yeah.
You'll probably have to head down to engineering to investigate that.
I get up, look back and forth, and just
You're not going to be able to work out the secrets of the hyperdrive from the kitchen, basically.
Well, I was in it before during the whole downtime.
Making a scale model of the hyperdrive.
Yeah.
Out of premium egg.
Yeah.
Just smushing it on the table.
A hyperdrive castle made out of egg.
Alright, you can give me a
I walk in, greetings.
Slash turns and Burn turns up from his console and he gives you like a bow and then a thumbs up. Welcome, new crew member.
Yes. Hello. And alright, so what's your
Yep, give me a just give me a intellect hyperdrive check.
hyperspace?
That's a hyperspace.
Ooh. Damn. Oh wait, yeah, this one.
You're not familiar with this particular model. This appears to be like, you know, a lot bigger scale dual jump drive system. But looking at the data and the information displayed on the little terminal reactor control panel that Ben's working on, sort of spying over his shoulder and then like tapping a few things yourself while he just kind of smiles at you. You work out that it's the fucking exact same problems you're facing.
Yeah.
On the
No, it was
Captius,
just more
and
like-
there's not a whole lot you can do about it right now. And that the secret to your escape lies elsewhere.
No, it was more or less meaning. I remember you saying before in the session that possible diverting stuff from here into other systems.
When the jump drives are operating, they can basically do like a fire, like they can fire at like sublight extreme speeds that are still not like an actual jump. They can work in tandem with the sublight thrusters to provide like kind of like a super cruise, if that makes sense.
I see.
But that's
I knew
not
that. I'm a scientist.
with the jump drives down. They're not basically like able to do that. So you guys are reduced to old school space travel right now.
Yeah, you see, Frank, they're kind of fucked too.
Who is Frank? Burn says, looking at you.
Oh, he's right here. Point to him and kind of just look around. Huh. I guess he must have Went off somewhere else.
I don't detect anyone, and I can see in the infrared spectrum.
That would be concerning.
Frank is a interesting fella, but yeah, the finger guns. Yeah, have a good one.
Burn looks at his hand and then pulls finger guns at him, like to no one in particular.
Hey, don't teach him shit. Hey.
Burn heads to the starboard engine bay and proceeds to show Slash finger guns.
Oh, they continue to evolve.
They have 3 hand gestures registered now.
Thumbs up, high five. Yeah, they're running. They now have too few hands for gestures.
They have 16 kilobytes remaining.
This is how Tobias dies. One fucking burn fucking finger guns.
No.
Fucking Damien.
God, I'm gonna tell them to equip their weapons, and they're just gonna like.
And I will.
Hip firing finger guns.
As you guys are kind of just like fucking around, preparing to investigate the Braga, or the MC Braga as it were, you suddenly, Aaron, and obviously all of you can see it, are receiving a comm from Tyrant Beggar.
Oh, great.
But this late at night, it doesn't appear to be bricked in the shadowed image appearing on the screen. It appears to be a nervous-looking teenager who is looking shiftily left and right, and looks like this.
Oh no.
Just a normal teenager, don't worry.
That's a teenager?
Apparently.
Oh. Is
Hi,
this coming from the same?
Yeah, it's the same.
Oh.
It's the same like terminal basically. You can see the same background. It's like a pretty. It looks like a communal comms terminal. Or maybe they only have one.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, they don't know I'm using this, but you're the crew up in orbit, right?
I'm not there. That's all you, Aaron.
Well, Aaron says, "What child?" I assume. Like, you gotta get like me and the other kids out of here. Like, we've got a plan, man. Like, we've been getting a transmission from the surface of the planet.
Fuck's sake! All right, I'm gonna run into the fucking computer room from.
You can see him. You can see him plug in his little personal terminal, and he's uploaded the recording from the planet's surface to you. Oh, who's asking? My name's Dean.
Dean?
Yeah.
Dean.
Dean.
All right.
He uploads a data file to an audio file, and Aaron, I assume you play it over the ship's intercom, or like at least to the localized terminals.
But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it to just the bridge, and we'll just have it playing from like the terminal's speaker on the bridge.
Mommy calls the official crew to the bridge if they'd like to hear the hear the transmission. She basically pages the crew. Tobias, you've been added to the register for some reason.
For fuck's sake.
Do the rest of them know this?
Mommy asks you on your little terminal, like on like a terminal in the mess hall before you start moving, like, what's your official designation aboard vessels of this caliber?
Oh, I'm with the science team.
I'm really tired of picking up all these fucking eggheads. Can't get. I mean, well, I guess it's fair. We got two competent security officers. I guess it's fair.
I'll put a science. Mommy puts it down as science. Obviously, you see on the paging of the heading to the head.
She puts it in like quotes.
Scientist in quotes.
Also, Nova Stella appears to have roused from their sleep by the page to the bridge and has gathered on the bridge also. And so has Phil. Wherever the fuck Phil's token is. There it is.
Phil.
Phil won't look like this forever. Phil is temporarily an emo. An emo gas boy.
It's
Wait.
not a phase.
Wait, hold on. I actually have to run to the bridge.
You don't have water powers to just teleport you?
Oh, God. Ah, Jesus.
Alright.
Okay, alright. Yeah. Oh, God, he's an amalgamation of 3 different people.
And as you all gather on the bridge, Mummy plays Dean's transmission of the broadcast he received. This is Lance Corporal Victoria Bradley. Allow me to repeat. Queen Omni Supreme 490. No one is going to hear this, so I'd like to make a confession. After the things we did in that forest, this almost seems nice. Relaxing. No screams, no disputes. Just rocks and fishing and all the water. The captain is convinced there's a big payday here. Some bomb, maybe some artifacts to loot and get rich off some antiques dealer. It'll all be junk though. That seems just about our luck. At least this place is too empty for us to have any hostiles. Captain can't see the wasteland for the total emptiness, so still guard up. What's that saying the captain loves so much? The more hardship, the better. Well, at least the weather's nice. And this hardship had better pay off, because I didn't sign on for being stranded in the middle of nowhere. As I say, Hurix comme un poisson sur la paille. But half the unit forgot the comms code.
Oh, no.
Yet another exciting task. Yankee, Helios, Foxtrot, 9449.
Open fire.
Transmission goes.
Would I understand what that, like, designation is that they're reading off?
You don't understand the NATO, like the YIF 9449, but you recognize the earlier code as Old French.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking frogs. I'm kidding to all the French viewers that are watching. We love you guys.
I don't.
Yeah, all my big French user base. Dean.
We equally hate everybody. It's all good.
Dean is kind of eagerly awaiting for you to finish the transmission, and as soon as the transmission finishes, or like the recorded broadcast, he says like, me and a couple of the others you guys could take us on your ship and we could go investigate it. There's riches down there. On the planet. Like, there's nothing here on the moon but the planet. It's a bounty.
Okay, me looking exactly how my profile picture looks, just like arms crossed, like, ugh, kind of face. Like, how long ago did you guys get this transmission?
Like, I mean, it's been playing for a while.
What's a while? Because they could all be dead for we know if this was years ago.
I don't know. That's what he says. Like, it's not me saying that. It's what Dean says he doesn't know. Hey, they got fish. They got water down there. Like, we don't have any of that shit up here. Like, it's all dried out scavenging. You know.
Did this transmission originate from the planet?
Yeah. I think so.
Right.
Look, kid, if there was anything alive down there, it's not alive anymore. And if you go down there, only die slowly and painfully. Stay on the moon.
He looks pretty frustrated at this. He says, "With or without your help, I'm going there. There's no life here in the colony."
Right. Okay. Well, let's get a count, shall we? Exactly how many of you are there that are trying to do this?
Like me and the buds, like 5 of us.
Okay. There's 5 of you, and you're
Yeah.
all teenagers, right?
Oh shit! I gotta go. The transmission cuts off.
I can roll my eyes.
The particular character.
Okay, most useful information we got out of that was at some point in time, could have been a couple days ago, for all we know, could have been 87 years ago. At some point in time, there was a transmission coming from the planet. I very much doubt there is anything salvageable on the planet. maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But as things stand with that signal originating from the planet and it giving off an identical signal from the one that the Alexis was giving off, I don't really see this too optimistically. Like, this seems like kind of some bad juju. And I'm not really looking too forward to going to the planet. We may have to go to the planet, unfortunately, at some point. If crashing ships into the signal isn't going to do anything, then we may have to actually go and manually do something about it. But I feel like that's for a later time. I'm not really too worried about teenagers wanting to leave their shitty home. I mean, God knows we were all like that at one point or another.
Well, most of us.
I'm
Okay,
going
yeah.
to copy paste the broadcast for you guys.
Okay. Yeah, Damien would most likely just listen to it like on repeat a couple more times on like his own HUD.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put this like word for word in the Discord. Audio transmission received from planet by Tyrant Beggar Moon Colony and sent to Qart Hadasht by quote unquote Dean.
Dean.
There you go.
Why do I need to wear this ridiculous tie and you don't?
And that is where we will leave it for now.
All
I might pop into the 143rd here and stream that movie I did yesterday. It's very fucking interesting.
I'm probably gonna get some shut-eye.
Yeah, I might follow suit. Like, it's only 10 on a Saturday, but I'm gonna eat my grilled cheese with tomato soup and probably go to bed as well after that.
Sounds like a
well,
great combo.
Thank you, Dozer. This was a lovely space beach episode.
A speech? A speech episode?
Fuck. In speech, no one can hear you splash.
And the main thing is we obtained Tobias for the crew.
Yeah.
And
And,
Frank and Gary.
And
Right.
and Frank and Gary looks uneasily. And then we basically got everything ported over, so I can work on some more shit now.
Yeah.
And
We
going
have-
forward,
we
we'll just
have
use
our-
Foundry.
We have our next heading being the Brago.
My
The
sanity.
MC Brago. Also, when what was it, Burn commenting that he doesn't detect anyone and saying that like he can see on the like infrared spectrum. I would have been way more concerned if he did see them on the infrared spectrum.
Yeah.
Turns out Frank and them are of the dark powers. Fucking
Yeah.
haunting this place.
Goddamn. And I'm gonna pause it there so you guys can't just move around, Lamar. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream, anyone who watched. Obviously next week, same time, like 9 PM EST, Saturdays, is when we normally like do these sessions. And we will investigate the Brago as we continue the story of the MC Qart Hadasht. Alright, bye.